Hey everybody, I wanted to give a quick tip because I realize that a lot of people out there don't have the proper supplies, but I do want to make sure though for those who do, I'm going to be doing it with the proper supplies, which is a seat webbing, jute seat webbing, and a jute spring twine. What I'm doing is I'm repairing springs from the bottom, okay, and I know a lot of people out there probably have springs popping through the bottom, so I'm going to show you our way, the professional way. And then I want to show you how you guys at home can use, I'm pretty sure that you would have some of these materials at home. I'm going to show you that too. So I do want to show you the last person who did this. They did the best job they could. It was also a home job. What they did was they just covered over with the webbing, and they stretched it probably with the, with their hands. And then they tried to hand stitch it after they put the springs down with the webbing. So that's a hard way of doing it. And probably, if I didn't know upholstery, that's probably how I would do it. So I took these off. Let's get rid of these. So let's first show you what I'm going to do on these professionally. And of course, the customer had two options. One, to take the whole thing apart. She wants to save the fabric. And start all over again and then reuse the fabric, which is about 3 times more the cost. So they elected to have me just fix it from the bottom, and then at some point down the road, maybe 10, 15, 20 years, then they're going to get the whole thing done. But the fabric is still good, so they want to I'm trying to extend the life of the fabric, pretty much is what I'm trying to do. And the piece. So what I'm going to do is first is take some jute twine. It's called ruby twine specifically. Try to find the end. It's always sometimes a hard thing to do. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2 times, maybe about 2.5 times the width. If you've seen other videos we've done, when we're tying from the top, you're taking a lot more on the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to staple the front down first. Watch how I do this. I'm going to staple it this way. And then I'm going to bring it this way, like that, and get like 4 or 5 staples. Make sure that that's held in there tight. Then I'm going to go right up to the top, go all the way to the top around on these. You've seen other videos where we're doing it from the top. It's different. You sometimes at the second or third rung. So what I'm doing is I'm going to tie this whole row. I'm going to put a knot in the first one, and if you get good, you can just do a crossover like this. Okay, but what I'm doing is, I suggest that you go on my 8-way tie. You're going to learn how to take a spring, and what I'm doing is I'm putting pressure on the twine. It's just looped, and then I'm bringing the spring back. You can see more detail of that in some of the other videos at Broadway Upholstery School. I'm going to do a little crossover here instead of a knot. Crossover. I think a lot of you probably would be curious how to do this in a more effective way than they did, using some of your home stuff that you might have. Okay, now I'm going to pull this as tight as I can and then get this stapled down here. Okay, that's pretty good. And now I'm going to take my webbing. Actually, just FYI for you guys, I'm just doing this for your benefit. We're going to come this way also, but I just want to show you. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. So what we're doing with both at the 4-way tie, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right, is stabilizing the bottom of the spring. So the other way that the homeowner did before wasn't stabilizing the bottom of the springs, and that wasn't a very successful treatment. Okay. So what I'm going to do is fold that over like so. And then we're going to take our webbing stretcher, the professional webbing, gooseneck webbing stretcher, right? I'm going to stretch that down. I'm going to get a few more staples in here. That's pretty much it. We're going to, obviously, this is just for your benefit right now, I'm going to do that 4-way tie. And I'm probably going to end up putting 2 big tacks in right here just to make sure that this holds, right? But I do want to show you already the difference. This is actually not bad. compared to this, right? So now I'm going to show you how, if you don't have the proper tools at home and you're at home, you got some time, I just want to show you, you might have some heavy nylon twine at home, which is this. You can use this. You can also double up on it if you want. I wouldn't use anything, a cotton thread that you can pull and break, obviously. You want to make sure that it doesn't break. Okay, so you still do the same thing, the 2 times the width. And then try to get it. Make sure you do what I'm doing. I'm stapling it this way and then I'm crossing over. You just get maximum strength out of that, right? Okay, now I know a lot of you won't have webbing at home. Where do you get webbing? What do you do? I think a lot of people might be able to get their hands on a very heavy burlap. That could work too. I want to show you. Let's just get this done. Let's just show you it's not the ideal twine, I know, but this is more for you guys at home that don't have these supplies. So let's just do this. Put a knot on that last one. Just give that a pull down. Okay, so you take the twine that you have at home, and then you're going to go this way too, tying all these springs together. So at that point you do need something else to put over that. I don't advise wood, and I'll tell you why. Wood does too good of a job, and what will happen is the springs will pop the other way. So having a little bit, I'm just going to turn this over like this to show you my webbing. Having a little bit of a belly on it or a slack like that is actually a good thing. If you've seen furniture with that, especially older Victorian furniture, if you look across the room you can start seeing it sag. That's actually a good thing that's happening, as long as it's not letting loose, which this one did. But the purpose of that with the jute webbing is so that all the tension of the spring doesn't go to the top, and then you have a bigger problem. So sagging in the bottom, eventually it will give way, but I've seen these last over 100 years, so the treatment is really good. So at this point for you homeowners, once you get it 4-way tied, I suggest that you find a heavy piece of burlap, or a piece of burlap, if it's not heavy, you double up on it, and then simply tack or staple one side, and on the other side, make sure you try to stretch it with a pair of pliers and tack it. And do the same thing over on this side, fold it over, tack it, and then on the other side pull it with your pliers. Try to get it as tight as you can, but it will obviously still be a little bit bellied out, which is good. Okay, so I hope that's a help. Always trying to help you guys save some money, and that's our quick tip for the day. We'll see you next time.